What's up, sweaties? How you guys doing? Hope you guys having a fantastic day today. Welcome, welcome. And today is an event in DGD, which is different game day, which is where I play different games throughout the stream. Today we're going to be... What is this? What do I see? see my desktop. And research, which we're going to get into and figure out in... Well, we're going to be figuring out Unreal Engine 5 Nanite. Well, kind of more so discussing and me presenting what I found. And maybe a little bit of other stuff. Then we're going to get into Rise of Storm 2, going into the bushes. And we're going to be sniping them. After that, we got our last taste of Marathon Server Fest. And getting into the one and only event, Cyberpunk 2077. So let's get in and let's try to figure some of this crap out, because with all of this has been very interesting. Especially, this is not the first time. This is actually us resuming back on trying to figure this out. We've already figured this out, did major tests, concluded more FPS. They didn't say they were going to fix the freaking nanite. There was nothing in at that moment, because this was 5.53. This was just a release in 5.7. I mean 5.7.3. So the roadmap for the development for the next stuff wasn't there. I checked it. And that's a big thing, because that really does, because if we skip to now this update, very important. Pretty good update overall. But I want to, besides, because all the other stuff that comes with MetaHuman, haven't gotten into that, haven't experimented too much with that as of yet. We're not going to check that today. We're checking just straight up just in the nanite, because I think, which is weird, I don't know, I had to go in because I went into the default engine ini file in the Project Valor, and I put nanite to 0, because if you don't, it will always stay on and put a little performance debuff in your project file. Or at least at 5.53, if that was a bug, I don't know. But it did that so much so, I had to do that to stop it, and then I had to figure out what the frick was going on, because my voxels weren't working. But we do have this. And I got another project file. Let me see, is it good? Not yet. We'll wait for that. A little bit interesting. I'm seeing a lot of flickering, which you're noticing too. I just figured, well, this is just as happening, and I don't know why. Well, I got an idea why, but I still don't know why, so we gotta figure out that crap, but I think it's because of the material. I don't know. Because you'll see here in a second, because we're getting various of results, which are annoying. This is the first map. It's this one. Right here. And we're testing trees. So we have trees, we've done the same map, same stuff, nanite on, nanite off, and then I went to a different project, nanite on, nanite off. That's what led me into here, which I said a few days ago, which is like, I'm gonna go into here. And so we are. And now we're trying to figure out, because this is, if we remember, I think around actually, let's see. Well, also, they changed it first time on stream. Look, we got the Zen server, we got diagnostics, trades, we got it all. It's starting to look more like Blender, which is even easier if you come... Well, a lot of engines now, or programs that have this type of stuff, always have this thing right here, so I'm glad that it's here. It's good. Oh, wait. Is it active? I think it is, isn't it? No. Is it? Hold up. Is it editor settings? It is. It is, never mind. I'm just so used to it, because I gotta update this. That's right. But yo, shout out to the sweaty devs coming in. Great to see you, John. Great to see my sweaty lurkers and VOD watchers. We have the map, which I still gotta figure out because they moved it all. Also, this is how you get into your, remember your scalability settings? So you put it in this cogwheel, and it's viewport scalability. It's right here. There it is. I didn't change the stuff. I think that's right. What is that called again? Meters? I thought I changed that already. Wait, we're in the same project. I did. Did it redo it? What's it called? Units? Distance. It is. What? What? Where's my little thing? Oh, they change everything. But why is it not? Distance is meters. That can't be true. But that number looks right-ish, but like, that's 2,000 meters. It's roughly, it's a hella loose map. That's what we made it as. Why is this Shane? Is it really 4,000 meters? So, oh no, wait, so that's a hella loose map? Hella loose map is 2,000 meters, right? Yeah. So it's double? Actually, no, that isn't it. No, so it's double? It is double. Never mind. Is it? Dude, this is why... Yeah, we'll change all this, but we... You know the developers, or whoever's in charge of leading this crap is like, dude, we'll put all this stuff in, but we'll not put something in that is so freaking important. Like that still. If I was a developer, lead developer, that's in day one. And it's like, that's so annoying. But either way, because I just don't know. I'm like, is it really? I don't know, because it's not going to say M, it's not going to say none of that. It's not going to put the whole thing there that actually says for sure what that is. In the menu that it is supposed to be for that, but whatever. Either way, because distance does matter when we're talking about LODs, because these trees are LOD'd as well, which is weird. Which I don't know why that's kind of fully happening, or maybe it's just because the distancing that I put this on. But it's very thick. This is like too thick of type of trees. This is almost like out of bounds type of thick trees, right? So what do we have? Well, we have a few different things. Number one, let me see if I can open this. Because if we go into the other one, this will be good to show. It's just, of course, my memory might explode because it's just not going down. Unreal Engine. Then I might have to close that. Hold up. Do I? I'm watching it. It looks similar to sea fighting. I know, it's something. I think it's a material because when I get close, like that, like you see the like the splotches, the dark splotches. I don't know what that is. I did try to like lower the res of all the materials, so that's why I think it might be that. Oh no, this is default Unreal Engine skin. I can tell. So this is like a new project. I imported all the trees. Map. There we go. New map. New map is the one that is going to has my memory. Looking good. Do I need the one thing? Kinda. Why is it not going down? Oh, okay. Is it just loading up? Hold up. It should be fine. Thank goodness I got a good bit of memory. Alright, so this is a better example of, like, we shouldn't see the blinking. This is... Look how gorgeous that is, number one. This is Nanite. This is Nanite trees. This is 100,000 of them. Plus 419 on the edges. Those are the same tree, but I did a lot of tests here. I recorded my phone because I wanted to start the stream sooner, but I wanted more FPS. So I could get a more true type of representation on that number without any extra variability. So that's what I was doing right before stream, and like for like 2 hours. And what I found, because I had like turn on and I turned it off, so that takes like 5 minutes per freaking tree. But one thing is good though, if you turn your Nanite project, or if you turn off or turn... I think it's by default turned on. I don't know what it is on the new 7.3, but if you turn it off and on, like in the experimental, you don't have to reload all your shaders for that stuff. And I think it's because they have a new thing called Zen Server, which is a cool thing, which we could theoretically set up, but it would cost money. Or, well, to where, you know, I compile a shader. Well, now there's got technology on your own stuff too. So this is local. So your own shaders are quicker to compile and will compile less or recompile less because it saves it to a local server in your local stuff. Kind of like Sandbox. You know Sandbox, that like file thing? They're doing something like that, but for shaders. So you could then pay for a service to kind of like, you know, like a server. And then in the future, basically in the future, we're going to have the ability where if I load a shader, you won't have to load it. Right now, that is a thing, but it's local. So like if I load the shader and you haven't, you still got to reload the shader. So in the future, there'll be even more. So that's actually pretty sick that I learned too. So yeah, hey, we're trying to figure out, hey, we're doing a test around here. So what are the results, iamekaj? What do we find? Well, as you see, we got new map, non-nanite. Let's go on new map, non-nanite. Same tree, same stuff, but non-nanite. I move around. And we have 107,000 of them. It doesn't really matter the order or how close together they are. It matters what's being rendered, right? So, as we can see, that's a problem. Not only that, you can see the freaking thing is like that. So, like, okay. Makes sense. Thing is, that's not a proper tree. And that's another thing that I'm thinking about still. But it's not the tree that we used. That's why I tried to import the tree. The tree didn't really look good in here. Which one is it? I used the tree in here and it was laggy. It was the one with the imposter. That tree. So I tried to do the testing with that. Well, before I get into that, I tested. So you could go into your. Hold up, let's see. Where's the foliage? Go over here. Boom. So we can easily go to that. Open that bad boy up. Boom. Boom. So we have our tree here. That's the one I'm using. 423,000 nanite tries. 387. Whatchamacallit. So it's interesting, this number of rays goes to 64, but it's kind of like the imposter system. The imposter system, the actual, so here's it's the voxel system. So this is how you turn it on. Got a nanite, and you got to go in your project settings, type in nanite. It's going to say nanite experimental. Turn that on too. Boom, boom. The keep percent triangles, when you're using this type of technique, before we had to lower that to try to get it overall looking good, can't do that because the voxels are so easily noticeable up close. I was so close on, and they still kind of are, so we can see what I mean here. This. So we can force a command, but that's like at extreme. So if we go like 1, that's 1, 2. Now we're, does it really know? It's not that bad. Not that bad, but these are blocky right here. Blocky. It's a little problem. We could optimize it even more by saying, hey, become blocky even closer. And then when you get closer, it does return back to normal. That's something I got working too. But it's like you go out over here. Like you kind of don't really notice it, but you can. Like if you're, let's just say right here, you can notice it. But especially if you get close to your monitor, it's like, whoa, those are pixels. What's going on with that tree? And I think for combat, that's going to be a little weird as well. For it to be that far, I think we can probably use an LOD to help fix that. So you type in 1, it goes in 1. So we still want... this needs to be needed. So what I've come to find is if you use... The old method is still here. Preserve area. You lose a lot of frames. So, because of the overdraw. They fixed the overdraw problem with this system. So, that's the overdraws with it on. Voxel. I'll preserve it. And apply changes, because you gotta do it like that. Oh. Maybe they did optimize it a little bit. Uh-oh. Well, that's interesting. That's what we used before. Remember this color? And that's where it's like, oh, okay, interesting. That's interesting. Not only that, but it is noticeably laggier. The input delay in my mouse is laggier. I can feel it. Like, bad. Not too bad, but it is like, if we're making an FPS game, that's horrific. So if we go unit graph, we can see our input. Because it goes right on the overlay? Crap. It does. Look, if you type in unit graph, you get this little sick graph, but it's under my cam. Crap. Can I move that? Not really, unfortunately. I could capture it, but then it would block a different area of the screen. I gotta think about that. But it shows me a nice little graph of the lines. We see the input that's 63 right now. Even with other stuff open. So if I close this will be faster as well. So anything that's open is drawing power because it's using my graphics card, which is providing less, and CPU, which is providing less than what it would have. So we're seeing about probably near 15 to 20 ms difference. That's why I needed to test off stream a little bit to get true, like even truer results, and like, okay, what's going on here? Because okay, there's no overdraw. How much does that actually happen? So I feel this, and it just went to 93 ms. I could see what the thing, it spiked. Here, let me show you. So if you look at the graph, and it's important because people look around. So what it's doing is loading and unloading the stuff. So you're getting, with the old technique, it's still not good. Interesting. It can theoretically work. You would have to put the input delay on, but for our situation, you know, like a Satisfactory game, you're fine. Because it's Satisfactory. You're not playing a freaking FPS game like that is going to be, you know, in the case of what's in it? What's in the classified files? Oh, what's in the folder? Oh, a few mechanics. Oh, war. What does war mean? You know what I mean? So people are gonna be like, they're legit gonna not sleep. That's the type of game that we're making, where they would like do 24 hours, no sleep, so they could defend. And that means this has to be precise. Satisfactory, you could do that, and you can have lag with that MS stuff, and you don't care, and you got that Lumen global everything, right? So it doesn't matter. We unfortunately don't have that. That's a situation we have to keep in mind here, because people, those type of players, way don't like that. And it is like too bad. So let's turn it on voxel. Not only that, but if you notice, all the shadows are here. In the other technique with the other trees, the ones that we had, there is no shadows in far distance. Look at the far distant trees. There's shadow. Which is a problem when we get close, because we get too much shadow. I gotta figure out how to lower it, but in the GPU graph, I recorded it all. So, you know, stat GP2, or stat GPT. Stat GPT. No, stat GPU. If you go down into the trees, the shadow depths go up by 10 ms, which is a lot. Up here, it's 1 ms. In the tree area, it's 10. But keep in mind, this is a heavy, dense, over-density, dense area, that these type of trees in the play area would never really be this type of dense, because you literally can't walk through it. So that's like, imagine this, but 50% less. But you know why I'm doing this? Just like how I did in the other case. I'm adding everything in extra. Why? Because there's not just going to be trees, logs, grass, buildings, stuff. So I'm adding the extra tries that would be there to compensate, you know, to like kind of give us more of a rough estimate, and not just the trees alone. Not only that, but I also painted the ground with a lot of the materials from the same landscape material that we use on the other map. That's the one that we have here. Same materials, same stuff. I didn't put all of them on because I didn't want to have to enable the thing to allow me to do that, which is annoying. So we're probably losing like 5 ms due to that, 5 to 10, worst case scenario. But because this map is also shorter, so less texture, but whatever. It's not that big of a... that compared to the trees, not that big of a deal. But then we go in this. So if we look here, let's go. Why did it turn off? There we go. The MS was at 60 average to hop into 90. We're averaging 30. It's like I don't notice. I feel it a little bit. It is there. This is higher MS than we would get without. That is something that does increase. But so there's a catch. That like there's kind of catches here. But thing is, what I try to do, we see those trees here, I try to turn them into preserve area because I'm like, oh, that's super cool. Not only that, we could duplicate this tree again. And for our case, which I'm like, oh, that might be a thing. I got the map in. I didn't fully paint it yet. But if we get some of these trees, I mean, I guess I theoretically could do it now. Copy paste. Take one of these trees. Put this, I wonder how 50 looks. Why? I put it down to 12, and 12 looked fine, but I forget what other thing that I had on to make it not stay as that. And this is most of the waiting. It's just elevator music. Just waiting. Yeah, barely noticeable. So that's with voxel. Voxel, it doesn't voxel that hard until... So I'll go to what I had then. And keep in mind, all those trees are 400,000 type of tries. Nanite tries, keep in mind. Not real trimmed, they're being voxeled. So there's no that stuff. And this is also on trees that are not nanite supported. These trees are not nanite supported. The trees, like, you have to model each leaf. These trees aren't like that. They have a little bit of that, but a lot of it is cards. But if you, and then like planes. But the funny thing is, if you really do make this fully modeled, it would be technically even more optimized with the voxel system, like, just like before. But the preserve area still wasn't enough. Because you still would get overlay, because you have like a branch overlaying with another branch, overlaying with another branch, overlaying with another branch, because it's a thick tree that you want to make, right? Because, you know, nanite, yeah, I could put all the branches on, why not? Well, you end up actually adding a lot of overlay. It's less than cards, but you still had those hot spots. Voxel completely gets rid of them. Kinda crazy, and looks pretty good. But now we see the voxels here, right? So this is where I was talking about, like, if a person drops down, parachute, right, out of bounds, they're going to see that. And if they do, I think that's okay. That's way better than nanite. Because that's like, whoa, they're you know, it doesn't... It reminds me of Assassin's Creed, when you go into, like, the loading screen, and you're in that, like, weird loading screen. It's like, in each game, they have, like, the weird, like, this type of stuff. It's like, oh, that kind of looks like a... That looks okay. For me, it doesn't trigger immediately as, like, whoa. Like... That's low poly, because it just looks like it's being disassembled in voxels, which is not the same, you know, like that. You could see this stuff, it's like, whoa, weird. And almost like, oh, wait, I'm outside the bounds? Does that mean, like, the world's breaking? No, it's just, you set that lower. So here's the thing with this technique. I wonder if I could do this. How do I do this again? Oh, they have no collision, that's right. Because that's why. Dang it, hold up, let me do this real quick. Say, block all, project, use complex as simple, save. Block all, use complex as simple. Block all, use complex as simple, save. Because you can't place stuff on something that has no collision, because it can't, there's nothing there for it to put on. Alright. Foliage. Now we got back to this tree. Do this, create a little thing. Now we select that tree. way too much. Control Z, because that has that setting. So 10 per 1 KU. Nope, a little bit more. Actually, maybe just brush. Yeah, maybe brush. About like here. So this is where this is changing. How does voxels change compared to cards when overlapping? Because it deletes the cards and puts a little voxel. Like, because a voxel's a voxel, which is weird. Like, I don't fully understand what like, technical details, but voxels aren't, like, normal stuff. They're actually more optimized. Minecraft is voxels. It's a cube voxel. Voxel could be a cube. It could be, anything. They use cubes in this one, because it's, like, if they use triangles, it would look weird, and I think that's even more unoptimized than, cubes, if I'm understanding that correctly. But I think it go tries. But so if you have like a lot of that, or if you have actually branches, just imagine like a cluster of branches, like fully dense, like a hedge, you know, like a proper bush hedge. And like if we're like, they're super thick, all that. So if you think of one of those, and we go to a certain distance, the stuff inside, all that stuff becomes like 4 cubes. 4 cubes that have however many sides. 6 sides? Yeah. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 sides. Compared to, in that one little spot, 20,000 tries, 20,000 vertices. Because it's turning all those into a voxel, which is 4 6-sided cubes. Or 20 of them, depending on how much you have. Like, because we could change that. Like, right there, that's voxels. It's hard to tell, but it is. And we can, I think, change the distance based on LOD. So that's why it's super good. I didn't think they were gonna... I didn't know, like, this was gonna hit as hard as it's hitting. Because then... this, I haven't tried this, so this... but theoretically, I know this is gonna work. Where it's like, okay... remember the trees on the outer bound, and I'm like... we need to have some, like, cool things, right? Make it look really good. Something like this. Like hedges. Now, these ones out here are always going to be voxeled. So it's even more optimized if we would use Nanite, theoretically, for Project Valor. Not Preserve Area. We cannot use... for these trees. So these are like the hero trees. These are the ones that people will go up to, and... because if we keep percentage, no matter if we go up... no matter how close, how far, it will always be this pixeled. And I think stays like that or gets more pixeled. Let me see. Does it do that? I might have to change that or figure out if that can change. Or I'll just lower it even more. Because one of the main things, it gives a shadow, which is such a baller thing. And it's pretty cheap shadow too. I'm not using Lumen, this is base stuff, and it's pretty... where is it? Oh, pretty cheap. Triangles. Oh no, it is. You see the voxels as cubes. And that maxes out on how much it cubes out. And we go up, and you still see the cubes. You kind of see it here. Like, you know, the visualization, you see like all the cluster here. Instead of that, it's like 3 of those. And it's a weird one where it's like, it's not actually, like, it's a voxel. So it's like a weird, it's there but not there and always looking at you. Like the imposter. So what they did is literally made the imposter plugin in with the Nanite. Which we could still use an imposter as the last LOD with Nanite on this. So theoretically those could be imposter. But now we have where all those trees theoretically can now work. And that's like the interesting stuff that now, not only that, but we also could support shadow on long distant trees and have them be optimized, and when you get close to them, they don't fully look crazy. Like they do, but it's this weird like pixel voxel, which to me is way less jarring than seeing like the whole thing being clipped. Like this is a little weird, yeah, but... and then also the material is also broken because I try to lower the resolution, which broke that, which is annoying. Trees are not good. the material. I gotta like re-import all that crap. It's gonna be annoying. I probably might just delete them and re-import them. I don't know, because that's stupid. I know I just gotta like increase it again because I didn't delete it. I just gotta increase the thing, but I don't know which one it is. So, and like, look how good that looks. I'm on medium settings. And the FPS is amazing. And not only that, but if we look at the prims, so I did the test with, and this was with 100,000. I realized when we did the test before, we didn't do 100,000 with the other thing, which we couldn't. The non-nanite technique, when we used just the LODs. But the thing is, if we made really proper trees, it wouldn't matter. But, well, yeah, but no. So, I love the game, I really do. Rise of Storm 2, but guaranteed, I can guarantee it with a lot of money. The reason why no one plays it, or wanted to play it, because it looks like it came out in '09. Like, if you're going to be playing a game, like Hell Loose, right? I'm thinking about Hell Loose. Dude, people are going to guarantee play that first. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. But it makes sense, though, because, like, but it does, but it doesn't. It really does. It's a beautiful choice, but when you consider people just won't play that, it's not a good choice. Because it looks a little, it looks pretty, it looks dated. It looks like Call of Duty World at War 2.0 in Vietnam. Like, if you modded, it literally looks like if you had someone mod Call of Duty World at War with a Vietnam mod. But like with their own high HD 2K, 3K textures, right? Like those type of mods. Like for Skyrim, where it's like 2K grass texture, or 4K, 6K, 8K, which are a thing. Grass textures and tree textures, right? So it ends up looking different, but still in that same aesthetic. But it's so interesting because, like, it's not bad at all for me. I love it. But I know that's going to be a big problem. So I was like, oh, snap. After playing that, I'm like, oh, that's why. Maybe we look at Project Valor again on this. And we do. And now we could theoretically, I mean, now we could have the freaking shadow go far enough. It's not all the way, it does stop, if you notice. Because the nanite shadow is a gradient drop off. It's not an instant drop off. With LODs, it's a drop off. Like, shadow, shadow, no shadow. This is a gradient shadow. From super dark to no shadow. So when we get closer, it looks like it's always had shadow there. And we go far away, you can kind of see it there where it's like it blinks in, then kind of blinks out there. Which is around the cold distance for the trees. So that's interesting. Where now comparing, comparing all that stuff I did with that. The FPS change that I see, because with the inner trees, those are the hero trees, and these two, well, I was thinking hero trees and like a lot of cinematic hero trees for whatever reason, right? And plus extra tries for all that stuff, aka worst case scenario. But it's not even worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is what we have not really figured out with the other trees, which I then figured, which I, like this. Like, how laggy is this stuff? I know the imposter is great, but like, I wonder how laggy that would get. You see, the lag is going up though. Got this. Not really. I wonder. But it's also not like worst case scenario on those trees. They still have a lot of stuff. So if I go this and, well, number one, their number of rays is too high. Number of rays trace per voxel on the surface. So I'll apply that first. Which means more optimization. Lower number, less stuff, more performance. And those are the outer trees, but we need the shape and silhouette in, like... Because of course we got worst case scenario out the wazoo. We got planes. So you're, you know, the perspective change... Oh, snap. Oh. The perspective change, or it's called parallax, where you move here and you see, like, the other side. So if my hand was a 2D card, I could only see it from this view, like an Unreal Engine. If you project from view, you could only see it from this view. If you go in the other view, like if you took all the UVs of like a cube and you just project a view on the front, turn to the side, all the UVs are broke because they're all perfectly working on that image. But with the imposters is great, but you do see the difference. They are more muddied. I tried it. They're muddied. I used the same one in that technique, and I created one right before the stream with the other project. Let me show you. Right. Which one was it? Oh no, I think I deleted it. Because it was... Yeah, it was bugging, never mind. Oh no, not this one, this one. Wrong one. Well, I deleted that one, because that one had it. Because we were testing on that. Branch trees. I wonder if we'll see it. We should. Well, it's kind of hard to tell because there's nothing on my graph. Let me just do this. That's the imposter. Not too bad. Problem, no shadow. That is actually kind of a big problem when we're considering, because I tried it. This, I don't know why it's blinking like this. It definitely is a material or something. Or maybe it's because we don't got any MSAA on. Or any of those. That could be the problem too. But, yeah, so did that. Voxels. Cool. And we'll jump that to 4. 5. So it had 400,000, 450. Now we're down. We were at the 500, or 50,000 tries. And 97,000 vertices. So, let's see what this does. Not bad. We could probably full voxel it, too. 18,000 tries, 70,000 verts. I think I actually do. I do feel the input lag. It's better. A little bit. So maybe we still use imposter at very large distances. Where not seeing shadow would be okay. Because I'm thinking War Thunder, like, worst case scenario, jets. Right? Well, Messerschmitt. Jet. Map. Jets. Plane maps. Big areas. Plane areas, right? So, I want you to be able to see that freaking tree from far away. Unfortunately. Which is a crazy demand. And I was thinking, maybe we just do the old technique of 2D cards. What we can, that's the imposter. Because the reason why? Parallax. You're moving. And if they see the 2D cards like that, it's not that bad, but... What if you didn't? War Thunder. You don't. Because it renders up close. You know, like you're here, it gets better rendered because you're there. It's not a card the whole time, so it doesn't stay a card. So the imposter and whatnot, all that, if I were trying to do this with the other stuff, so we got 100,000 of the other stuff, 400 of those, and 10, basically 9,022, 10,000 of these. I wonder how far we could push the outer bounds foliage. Which one is it? That should be. And the shadow depths are amazing. Even with all that shadow, dude, it is still 0.9. That's actually, that's really impressive. If this was the other one, our base pass right now is 2, 3. And the other one, I made recordings. It's average without nanite, 15 to 20 ms. It does jump up to like 30, and sometimes averages 30 when we introduce more. So if we were to introduce this with the other stuff, it would be at 30. It would just be exponential growth on that. And that's okay. I mean, because it's interesting, because the trees, we gotta... Oh, I don't know. We could make very good game trees, technically. That is a thing. EA. Star Wars Battlefront 2. And if we were... Because the problem is the silhouette. You notice the silhouette. We want complicated silhouette type trees. Which is... And that's important because we were going to be in different biomes. So I want that to be a prominent... Oh, I could see that. And like, oh... From afar as well. Which is tricky to do. Because with like... I think that's a problem we're having with these trees when we just remove stuff. Because I'm like... Because with the... Rise of Storm 2 and Unreal Engine 3, they're using a lot of plane cards. They're Minecraft flowering. All of them. Even the branches are Minecraft flowers. Which is intersect of 2 planes in the middle. So if you're looking at it from one way or the other way, it looks like it's facing you. But if you look above, you see the top. Imagine my hand was intersect with my hand. You would see the top, you know, like a plus sign. You would see that. But from one way and that other way, you would see it like that. And for branches, that works really well. And with a lot of our stuff, none of these trees have that, number one. So already losing a lot of that optimization. Problem. If we do that technique, we will date the game more. Like older. Because now